Good morning everyone. Welcome to today's maths class. Let us continue the problems from the exercise 3.2, that is from the chapter pair of linear equations in two variables. Okay, now look at the third Roman. On comparing the ratios a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2, find out whether the following pair of linear equations are consistent or inconsistent. Okay, now look at the first problem. Third Roman, first sum. The equations are 3x plus 2y is equal to 5 and 2x minus 3y is equal to 7. Now let us write the second problem also from this. That is 2x minus 3y is equal to 8 and 4x minus 6y is equal to 9. Okay, now let us compare the coefficients of x, y and the constants. Now look at this. Here a1 by a2 is equal to the coefficients of x3 by 2. b1 by b2 is equal to 2 by 3. And c1 by c2, actually c1, c2 are in the RHS, both are in the RHS, no problem. We can take as, we can treat them as c1 and c2. They are 5 by 7. Now here a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2 all are different to each other. Therefore a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2. Okay, therefore the equations are consistent. Okay, now look at the next one. Here a1 by a2, what is a1 by a2? 2 by 4, by cancellation we get 1 by 2. And b1 by b2 is minus 3 by minus 6. The coefficients of y are minus 3 and minus 6. So if you cancel them, minus 3 1 minus 3 2 is 1 by 2. And what is c1 by c2? c1 by c2 is 8 by 9. Here you look at this. Here a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. But these two are not equal to c1 by c2. Therefore, the equations are inconsistent. Okay, understand? So in the first situation we get intersecting lines and in the second one we get parallel lines. Okay? Now look at the fourth Roman. Which of the following pairs of linear equations are consistent or inconsistent? It is also the same as the previous problem. If consistent, obtain the solution graphically. Anyway, we are not doing the graph work. Graphs we will do after the reopening. So let us check whether the given equations are consistent or inconsistent. Now look at the first problem. X plus y is equal to 5. 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. Let us write a1 by a2. a1 by a2 is equal to, here a1 is, the x coefficient is 1 and here x coefficient is 2. Here b1 by b2, the ratio of the coefficients of x and y 1 by 2. And c1 by c2, 5 by 10 is nothing but 1 by 2. Here you look at this, a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2 all are equal to each other. Means we get coincident lines. Means they are consistent equations. Therefore, the equations are consistent. Now look at the third problem from this Roman. Here a1 by a2 is equal to 2 by 4. In cancellation we get 1 by 2. Here b1 by b2 is minus 2 by minus 4. We get 1 by 2. And c1 by c2 is minus 2 by minus 5, that is 2 by 5. Here a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. See, these two are equal but not equal to c1 by c2. Therefore, the equations are inconsistent. Okay, if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, not equal to c1 by c2, means we can call them as consistent equations. If A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 and not equal to C1 by C2 means inconsistent equations, and if A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2 means those pair of equations also we call consistent equations only, consistent and dependent. Okay, so like this we have to do the remaining problems from the third Roman and fourth Roman as homework. Look at this homework exercise 3.2, third Roman, third problem, fourth problem, fifth problem. From the fourth Roman, second and fourth you have to do as homework. Now look at the fifth problem. Half the perimeter of a rectangular garden whose length is 4 meters more than its width is 36 meters. Find the dimensions of the garden. Okay, let us do this problem. Now look at the fifth problem. Half the perimeter of a rectangular garden whose length is 4 meters more than its width is 36 meters. Find the dimensions. Now look at this. Let the width of the rectangle, width of the garden be x meters. Then what is the length? Length is equal to, here length is 4 meters more than its width. So L is equal to B plus 4. That means we can take it as breadth we have taken as x plus 4 meters. So length, breadth we have taken as x meters, then length is x plus 4 meters. Now half the perimeter, of the garden is equal to how much is given? It is given that's 36 meters. Now what is the perimeter of a rectangular garden? Perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into L plus B. But it is given half the perimeter, so we have to take half of 2 into L plus B, that is equal to 36 meters. Now let us cancel the numerator denominator, we get L plus B is equal to 36. This implies what is length? Length is x plus 4 and here breadth is, what is the breadth? Breadth is x meters, that is 36. This implies x plus x 2x plus 4 is equal to 36. Therefore 2x is equal to 36 minus 4, we get 32. Therefore x is equal to 32 by 2 is 16 meters. Okay, now we have to find the dimensions of the garden. Therefore dimensions means length and breadth. Therefore length L is equal to, the length is x plus 4 and breadth, what is breadth? Breadth we have taken as x. So let us substitute the x value. X plus 4, 16 plus 4 is 20 meters and x is equal to, here x is 16 meters. Okay, now these are the length and breadth of the rectangle. Okay, now look at the sixth problem. Given the linear equation 2x plus 3y minus 8 is equal to 0. Write another linear equation in two variables such that the geometric representation of the pair so formed is, first one intersecting lines, the second one parallel lines, and the third one coincident lines. Okay, for example, here you look at this. If you have one line and one line is given, you need to draw another line. That the second line may be intersecting line, or it may be parallel line, or it may be the coincident line of the given equation, given line. Like that, if you want to get intersecting lines, what would be the second equation? The first equation is already given. If you want to get intersecting lines, if you draw the graph for this, and if you would represent the given line with the second equation as a graph, if you have to get intersecting line, what would be the second equation? For that, what you have to do is, see, 2x plus 3y minus 8 is equal to 0. Here the coefficients of x is 2, coefficients of y is 3 and the constant is minus 8. You multiply different numbers with the 2, 3 and minus 8. Okay, these three numbers 2, 3, minus 8 have to be multiplied with different numbers. Now 2 can be multiplied with any number, 2 3 is 6x, and 3 can be multiplied with any other number, 3 4 is 12y and 8 5 is 40. Okay, you will get any equation like this by multiplying with different numbers of these three numbers. Okay, you will get one equation of any numbers. That equation definitely will give you an intersecting line. Okay, now another equation, in order to get a pair of parallel, if you want to get a pair of parallel lines, the first two numbers means x coefficient and y coefficient must be multiplied with the same number, and the third number constant must be multiplied with any other number. See, let us take one number. For example, I have taken 4. 4 2 is 8x, 4 3 is 12y. Now you take any other number and multiply with the constant. For example, if I have been taking 6, 6 8 is 48. Definitely you will get a parallel lines, a pair of parallel lines if you draw the graph for this and this. Like that, if you want to get coincident lines, so one equation is already given. How will you get the second equation? For that you need to multiply all these three numbers 2, 3 and minus 8 with the same number. Whatever the number you take, with the same number you should multiply all these three numbers. For example, if I take 5, 5 2 is 10x and 5 3 is 15y and 5 8 is 40. Okay, so that we will get the equations like this. Once again I will explain. One equation has been given. In order to get intersecting lines, you should multiply the x coefficient, y coefficient constant with the different numbers. For example, here I multiplied 2 with 3, 3 with 4, 8 with 5. But if you have to get parallel lines, x coefficient and y coefficient must be multiplied with the same number, and the constant must be multiplied with any other number. See, here I multiplied 2 and 3 with 4. 2 4 is 8, 3 4 is 12. And 8 should be multiplied with any other number. So I multiplied with 4. 8 4 is 6, 8 6 is 48. Now, in order to get coincident lines, these three numbers, x coefficient, y coefficient and constant, must be multiplied with the same number. Here I am multiplying with the same number. See, I have taken the number 5 and I multiplied with the x coefficient. 2 5 is 10, 3 5 is 15 and 8 5 is 40. Okay.